OK, Dan, thank you.
Well, I'm not done yet. Because viewers may or may not know that Friday night was a fabulous night for Nick, winning an RTS Midlands Award for Best On-Screen Personality. First time ever, and 50 years into your broadcasting career, not before time. Now, your good friend, of course, Bob Warman, presented you the award on Friday night. We'll hear from him in a moment. He's going to join us in the studio. But first, we thought we'd have a little look at a few of Nick's highlights.
Hello, welcome to Midlands Today. I'm Nick Owen.
It's the first time I've ever been on telly with a bear behind. I said to Becky, would you give me a kiss under the mistletoe? She said, I wouldn't give you a kiss under anaesthetic.
Sort of something reclining.
Oh, right. OK, I'd love to know where your microphone is. Anyway.
We don't know at this stage, Nick, and I understand it's a very difficult issue for the families concerned, but, you know, I've also got a responsibility as Prime Minister for our security.
Do you accept that the image of politicians is severely tarnished?
Yes, but there's no good just sticking our head in the sand and just hoping this is going to go away. I suspect it will get worse.
The past 48 hours have been rather special for me. For many years, my father never talked about Dunkirk.
I can hardly find the words to express my gratitude, really, to the fact that I was spared, and I've had a wonderful life since.
I went to a specialist. He sent me for a biopsy. The results of that were the killer. On April 13th, the date will forever imprinted on my mind. He told us that it was extensive, really, and aggressive, and I had prostate cancer full on. And something needed to be done pretty fast. And that was probably the worst day of my life, or certainly one of them.
You won't know this, but I contacted Prostate Cancer UK, and their online checker, which is a way you can go and check symptoms, they've now had over 1.5 million people complete that checker. And they say a lot of that drive is as a result of what you said.
Blown away. Gosh. If it's done some good, and it seems to have done, I'm absolutely thrilled. That was the whole purpose, really, of telling the world. Oh, wow. Well, the man who actually presented the award to me on Friday night, none other than my lifelong friend, Bob Warman. Here he is. Thank you, old boy. You get the secret.
I feel as though I'm in the wrong studio, actually.
Well, funnily enough, I was going to say that.
Well, we'll let you off just for once. We'll obviously hear what Bob thinks about Nick, but on Friday night there were plenty of other people queuing up to pay tributes.
Yeah.
Just one of the best, absolute legend.
It's just a wonderful joy to see him being celebrated in this way.
I was going to present the sport back then, and I was a little bit nervous, a bit scared, because Nick Owen was a huge name of broadcasting, and he literally was like the nicest man I have ever worked with in television.
He's very, very generous, and he's very cheeky, and he's very funny, and he's just a phenomenal part of what Midlands television and the Midlands industry is.
I don't know what to say. It's so nice what people have been saying. Who would have thought that we'd have had such parallel lives when we first met each other nearly 70 years ago?
70 years. But it has been quite extraordinary, because you know, you went into newspapers, I went into newspapers, then into local Radio Birmingham, of course. I went into Radio
WM,
and then into television. And it is extraordinary, this parallel.
Yeah. You've always been there, just across the road. You made a very interesting point, I thought, when you were on stage on Friday night about regional TV, why it's so special. Repeat that.
I can't exactly remember what I said, Nick, but I do think it's important. And, you know, we build this tremendous relationship with audiences. I mean, there are so many people who come up to me and say, and I'm sure they do to you as well, they say, you've been with us all our lives. These are slightly younger people, of course, but people in their 50s and 60s who say, you've been there all our lives. Now, that's an extraordinary thing, isn't it? And you build up this relationship with the audience where they really do feel that they know you. And they do, in a sense. They do know you, in a sense.
Absolutely. But the thing is, we first met in 1955. I mean, there's some wonderful pictures floating around of when we were at school, which I'm hoping we'll see in just a second. Look at that. That is team photo, school photo. Oh, when we're both in the Cubs together.
Oh, both in the Cubs, that's right, yes.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
Come on then, Bob, embarrass him. Tell him why he's been such a successful these years.
Well, the thing is about Nick, he's a very clever man as well. I mean, even at school, he was much cleverer than me, frankly. I mean, he was a bit of a swot, whereas I spent most of my time staring out of the window.
I don't think I was a swot, anyway.
But no, he's a special man. Nick is a special man, and you've got this great relationship. People know you, as I say, so well, and you are what you appear to be. You're a genuine guy, and
very nice of you to say.
No, not at all.
But you know, when I was interviewed to join you at ATV back in the late 1970s, the boss who interviewed me then, he kindly said to me, "You're not as photogenic for TV as your mate Bob."
I haven't heard that one before.
I'm not bitter. No, he did, honestly. Bob Gilman, he said that.
Funny.
Yeah.
Really. Oh, well.
So I had to clear off. But it's a ridiculous job we do, very briefly, isn't it? We put makeup on and talk to a lump of metal.
Yeah, but it's been a very enjoyable, wonderful job. I've really enjoyed it very, very much. And so have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob, thanks for coming in, old son. Lovely to see you.
It's great to add to the congratulations.
Oh, bless you. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Thanks, Dan, as well. Now, moving on. Schools.